Morning, morning. You have joined us another day in the old mine over here. We're still, obviously, trying to basically find the end of this coal, where we get to the bottom. But as you see, or maybe don't see, bottom right corner, low fuel. So this is the first time that I myself, anyway, have experienced some sort of, I don't know, maintenance requirement, if you can call it that. In terms of requiring low fuel, or not requiring low fuel, but requiring a fuel stop with the front end loader or anything for that matter. So, you know, it's run pretty well. I guess I have been buying and selling different vehicles as I've been needing them, so it's not a true representation of how long we've actually made a full tank of gas last. But honestly, it's got us quite well. We've done quite a lot of stuff. I haven't seen a massive performance drop in the goodies, but one thing I will say is, obviously, you look at the state of the vehicle, he's a bit grubby. Now, what I have learned, if I can get out of here, it doesn't seem like I can, the cleanliness of your vehicle is a representation to your vehicle's overall, I would say health, but I'm not entirely sure health is the right word. But you have some consumables within. I'll just show you. So if I drop into this menu here, obviously you see all the little problems that you potentially can have. But if we go into this button, you'll see engine oil is out, oil filter is done, fuel filter is done, and air filter is done. We need to buy some more. We need to get some new ones. So that is basically what I'm going to do. Just going to run this up to the old sell buy point and sort ourselves out. We're going to get some fuel, and we're going to get some new filters, and if what I am told is correct, the filters, once we add new ones, will stop this thing looking a little less dirty, if I read the information correctly. Now, I could be very, very, very wrong on that, and what it in fact does is no change at all. But I am led to believe, I am under the impression that once we have got brand new filters and everything else, it should clean us up. It should clean us up. It's just an easier way for the dev to represent that things were kind of failing a little bit and needed a little bit of a clean-up. So we'll test this out and find out if that is how it works, or if there's been tweaks or changes, or if I just misread something anyway, which is also more than likely true. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. So we might need to get some soil droppage going on here, just to give us a ramp that we can actually get up to get onto the loading bay. Although the truck didn't seem to struggle. It's literally just the front end loader, which does surprise me a little bit, I guess, but we'll work around it. 9 grand for that little bit of goodness. So if I need some fuel, which I do, although fuel-wise, we're looking pretty good. We've still got 86 litres, but our fuel station is right here. So if we sneak up nice and close to this, and we park up here, we click the fuel symbol, and we're good. Now, I just want to test something, actually. Ah, okay, so you do have to be in range for it to fuel up. You can't just be in the middle of no man's land. You do have to be within a certain amount of range in order to fill up, so that is good. So we'll just fill that up. Might as well top it all the way up. Give it a good, is that going to be nearly 500 litres? Ding! 499.8 litres. Coolio. We'll just hop out and we'll go and get us some new filters and stuff. So, into here we go. Oil filter, engine oil, fuel filter, and an air filter. That should be all that is needed. Hop in. So we go to, oh, you're not going to see much, shame. So you got to get rid of the old engine oil and put a new one in. Interesting. Oil filter, fuel filter, and air filter. And we are looking a little cleaner. Maybe. Oh, no, maybe we're not. Okay, so I was led to believe that those filters made a difference to the cleanliness of the vehicle, but looking at that, that's maybe not so true. You get a little bit of dirt as you're actually going through. Kind of like that. I know that there has been people asking, can we get some sort of way to clean, some sort of power wash or anything like this? I'm not actually getting any money back by selling this stuff either. That's good. So that's a kind of fix, if you like. It's not something that you can be a bit cheeky and sell all that stuff. You do have to buy new, and what you get rid of is equal to no monies. We've leveled off, we've flattened out somewhere so that the truck can kind of sit and chill for a bit. Just want to get over here and get digging, scooping out, and away we go, really. Get some much needed ores out of this hill. And there's quite a bit of like pay dirt stuff in here as well. Initially, I know I said I wanted to use this hole as a bit of a dumping ground for soil, but if I'm getting through a lot of this pay dirt, it could benefit us to run all of that for a sorter anyway, because if you run it through a sorter, you might discover some of the other ores that sort of are found in pay dirt. So there's a potential for more income if we did that. That's now gonna, I was gonna say it's gonna reform into the hillside, but it's just deleting itself now, so don't know if I am getting the maximum for the scoop. So if we get an excavator down here, we could potentially maximize each scoop worth. It's easy with the front end loader by far, because obviously we're getting more bucket, bigger bucketful, and it's sort of 2 bucketfuls, 3 bucketfuls per lorry. So it's kind of, you know, a better effort, if you like, doing the lorry rather than steady now. Rather than filling it with an excavator, filling it with a front end loader is a better value for us. Especially now we can't use the trailer. So you see that? Yeah, so it fell out of the rock truck and then it hit the ground. There's only a bit of dirt, but it fell out of the rock truck and it hit the ground and it turned into soil, part of the ground. Whereas when it was in the hole and it was dug out, it didn't. It stayed as it was. So I'm going to park this up, I'm going to run this load back, and then we're going to have a look, see what excavators we do have, what is available for the small price that we've got, because this is all money now. I don't have any loans. I have no loans, and this is what I find interesting about people who they go out and they take all the loans. They haven't really thought about it, because the more loans you take out, the more repayments you have to make. So all you're actually doing is taking out loans to cover repayments whilst you're not making any money, and then they find themselves in debt even though they're taking out all the loans, which is like just so confusing for them. But you don't need to. We took out one of the smallest loans. I think I took out the smallest daily repayment, and yeah, as a result we are 11 episodes in and we are loan free and we are into some sort of profits. Have heard people say and wonder and question if it is a profitable thing. Is the game profitable? Because, you know, the finance system has been a little bit sketchy as things have gone on, and I can say the only thing that I found sketchy about the finances was things updated differently. Like what I sold would tell me one price in the top left corner, and it'd tell me a different price. I think it still does actually in the control room over here. So if I go in here and have a look, this price has been changing incorrectly, if you like. But anyway, that's by the by. We want an excavator, and we know the heavier ones have a bigger bucket. But we don't want to go crazy because we don't have too much money as it is. And it looks like we might only be able to purchase one of the smaller fellows anyway. Yeah. So let's go small. Confirm him. Run him down into the hole. See where we get to. Oh, look at the little fella. Just had another thought though. So what I would like to do, I don't think I can afford it just yet, is I get one of these. 332. I get a wrist. How much is a wrist or a rotator? 332. Whoa, that's too expensive. So what you can do with the machinery that you can attach the bucket to, you can get a rotator. So you basically can turn the bucket, so instead of it coming inwards, it comes out. So you can collect ore on the outward scoop up. You'd notice that I've seen some of that in some mines before. So that looks kind of cool. I was wondering if that could be a way forward for us to go, just so that we can sort of nibble away a bit easier or just chomp away at the wall. But this will do for now. Sometimes it's a bit of a struggle to reach up into the bed of the rock truck because it's so tall. Biggest rock truck that we've got. Biggest front end loader that there is, and smallest excavator. Look at it, this dwarfs it a little bit. So when it comes to emptying out, oh my days. Yeah, when it comes to emptying out, the rock truck can be a little bit overpowered for the size of this poor little guy. So far, so good. No real coal in here. A little bit here. There's more over here that I'm looking for. Does this rise up, or does this just kind of spill there? It looks like it might do a little bit of both. Ah, no, okay, so that's spilled there. Cool, but you see how we're scooping this down, and we're not actually, it's not collecting, it just kind of disappears, it vanishes. And this is not good for us. This is not good for us when we're trying to make a profit, because obviously if we touch anything and we ball it up, it's going to vanish on us, and we need that. We need a lot of it. That's why I've been using the front end loader recently. Even though, let's be honest, the excavators are way cooler. They're just so much more fun. I think it's the combination of all the different controls and the fact that you can just feel like you're achieving something with them. It's such a learning curve. The amount of times you've got to concentrate just because you're trying to scoop. It's fun. It is fun, I won't lie. Alright, let's see if we can fill this bad boy up, alright. Oh, look, we're so small, we're so tiny. We've got the ore lock on, so we can hopefully not spill too much. I'll leave this here and back this boy up. Mind you, having said that, you can't come back too much, can he? Because we're going to catch it otherwise when we turn around. Are we at full extent? We are at full extent. Oh dear. No. Okay, so that coal that fell underneath us did turn to ore back in the ground. It wasn't something that was lost. That's interesting. Other than these little bits here that are probably surface mounted. Yeah. I think I'm happy to say that there is no more coal left in the wall. The only thing is I don't know how further down it goes because this is a lot of spillage. Ideally, we want a bigger excavator to see. But at the minute, although we are working with our finances, we don't have any running costs, thankfully. We don't actually have the money. Okay, looking good. So far, coal-wise, what is underneath us is just spillage. So this could be the bottom. Could also be throwing so much dirt on top that we're not going to know if it's the bottom or not. Looking hopeful though. We are looking hopeful. I'm just going to back the truck up a bit as we pile it all up behind it. I didn't realise we were on such a slant. Brilliant, absolutely fantastic. I've either got to get a smaller rock truck or I've got to get a bigger excavator for this. A smaller rock truck might be okay, just for excavating. But wow, we've got wind in here. Can't say I've ever noticed the wind, but that's cool. We lift the camera up like high into the hole. Hear that wind howling across the top. Again, we're just gonna, well, I was gonna push this stuff away, but it's a lot of effort for not a lot of reward. I am selling this. I'm sorry, my friend. I'm going to continue to smash it up with the front end loader. It's just much more efficient, obviously, and especially right now anyway. So we will continue to do it that way. It seemed a bit crazy not to. All these harsh conditions, man. It was a decent place to be down that hole. Now these are not conditions that you want to be mining in, but when we get down here. Oh, maybe. I was going to say when we get down here, they're not so bad. But I think because we've been outside, because we've been out to the top, we brought the conditions down to us. They were already here when we were down here with the excavator. So, yeah, if we get ourselves deep enough in the hole, we're good. We are good. So we're looking at all this pay dirt. Now, I've got two options. I don't want to split it from the dirt yet, but if I run it through a sorter, there is potential to find other ores within it. However, if I do that, I have to make a setup that's going to stand it. And this stuff costs a lot of money. And I know that we've currently got 500,000. I'm not too sure if financially there is a benefit to us. I'm not too sure if we're going to dig out enough ore at the minute to make it worth our while. Because there is a daily upkeep cost of all the plant. We're going to need some sort of conveyor belts and potentially a hopper as well. Obviously, if we're unloading the truck, we're going to need a hopper to unload into, which is then going to need us to rearrange how the sell point looks, because we're going to need to have the plant, you know, somewhere thereabouts to run it in. I don't think we'll do that today. As we dig through all of this, I'm pretty happy that the coal is, we are getting to the depth of it. We are getting to the deepest parts of the coal. So, although this is sloping downhill, if I dig this out level to the bottom, we should be getting towards the end of the coal. Now that is a lot to dig out. So looking at it, there's quite a lot of pay dirt here as well. There might genuinely be a benefit to running it, so we will probably look at doing that next time. We'll set ourselves up, we'll have a look in the hole, and we'll just see how we're getting on. But for now, just a quick little one. I'll see you guys next time when we'll be looking at potentially grabbing some plant, getting some actual sales out of this stuff. I will see you guys in a bit. Take it easy.